Hi everyone, we are here at a Rivian event, the R1T First Mile. And this is for pre-order owners or potential owners, future owners that wants to take a look at the vehicle and also test drive if you're able to get a reservation in time. And we will be taking a look at the R1T firsthand, sit in it, give you guys our point of view and what we think about it. And then also look at the user interface and all the accessories that they have available. So there are 4 vehicles, and we will be taking a look at the sport version with the tow package here first. And this is the tow package on the Rivian. So I believe they come standard with the truck. So it does have the capacity also to lower and raise the vehicle up to 15 inches. So here's the pass-through behind the rear seats, and this can hold up to 250 pounds. So you can use this to put your tool or even use it as a stepping stool so you can help load cargo into your truck bed. So starting off with the rear, so here's the door. You do have nice trim, wood trim around. The seating looks very premium, and there are design to the seats with the Rivian logo. You have your center console for your rear climate and also heat seating. Map storage behind each seats, front seats. You have full glass roof with 4 tweeters or speakers on the top there. And then you have your door handle. Those are made out of aluminum. Then your storage compartment, your median speakers on each door, as well as the rear seats. From the rear bed, and we'll go into more detail later on in the video. So you do have your plug outlets and your lock, as well as your tire pressure. And you can set that to the PSI you like. So getting into the front driver's seat and just checking out this window open and close. Those are auto up, auto down. You have your metal aluminum door handle there, also speaker and storage in your door as well. You have nice aluminum pedals with aluminum dead rests for your feet and nice floor mats. The steering wheel looks very typical. You do have your scroll wheel similar to that of the Tesla. Looks like they copy each other. Your column for your windshield wipers. And scroll wheel seems to work similar to that in the Tesla vehicle. And here's your center user interface. So you have your main controllers all on the bottom. Very similar to that of a Tesla vehicle. And you can control essentially everything in the vehicle with this display. It's touch screen, haptic feedback. No, there isn't one, but it's very, very punctual, very responsive. So if not as responsive as a Tesla vehicle, so probably up there in par. So we have currently 85 miles at 62%. Again, this is towing a mini size motorhome. So that's why the range is reduced. So looking down, you have a cup holder that can be hidden away underneath the armrest there. It looks like you can store large cups there. You also have vents on the bottom and then more storage. So interestingly, it also has a removable Bluetooth speaker underneath the armrest. So this is for when you tailgate or when you're camping or just having a car wash and you just want some music outside. You can sync this up with your phone or your vehicle, and it just stores away and then charges itself. Very neat feature. As for the steering wheel, again, volume up and down the left, and then your main controller part on the right. There's your drive column on the right side, and your signal windshield controller on the left side. You have nice wood trim here, soft leather or leather-like dash. So everything is soft to the touch. You have your SOS and your hazard light. Looks like there's some sensor behind that screen there, possibly a camera. And then your vanity mirror, typical vanity mirror. It looks very similar to that Model 3 and X, maybe even from the same manufacturer. And then your roof liner, all Alcantara. You see all those 4 speakers on top. And I believe you may have speaker in the headrest too. I'm not 100% sure, but there's some vents out there. As for the cameras, you do have 360 camera that does cover each wheels. So the camera itself is very high quality, at least 1080p, if not close to 4K. So you have that rear view camera, and then as you move the steering wheel, it will adjust accordingly to where you're gonna back into, and also view of each of the rear tires, so you don't curve your wheels when you're parking or parallel parking. It also has front view camera, as well as the side camera to look at each of your wheels. So Tesla doesn't have this, so you're prone to cover your wheels because you don't really have good visibility. As for the towing capability, and you have functions here to lower or increase your suspension height, towing capacity information, and also looking at tire pressure, how much range you're losing, and so forth. Media, range, charging, nothing out of the ordinary, so very similar to the layout in the Tesla vehicle. So here's another look at the rear seat. You do have a coat hanger with wood trim, and again, your map storage, climate control for the rear seat. You also have heated seats in the rear as well, 3 levels, and 2 USB-C slot to charge your phone. And the vents in the back are manual vents. Again, the floor mats, very nice OEM floor mats. Not hefty, but definitely better quality than the rug mat. So in the rear bed on the left hand side, you can open up the center pass-through by pushing that button. Again, both sides can hold up to 250 pounds. You can get on here with ease and help load or unload things, or even set up your roof rack. So it does have lock mechanism on the top for your roof rack. 4 of these. You have fins in the back to help with airflow, and the trunk bed actually has a cover, built-in cover that you can close to improve aerodynamic and range. So here's a PSI. You can set this up. It does come with the hose to pump your own tires. You do have 2 LED bars on the left and the right side of the truck bed. And then you have your rear tail light. The front, nothing to see here other than you have your windshield wiper fluid where you pour fluid in, and then you have cargo net. It's a huge space in the front. I would say twice the size of a Model X in terms of the total volume. There's your LED lights and high beam. Looks very premium with the light bar that goes across. And to open the door, it's just very similar to that of Model 3 and Y in reverse. Then back to the truck bed, you have 2 outlets there. And then I mentioned earlier about the PSI tire pressure pump. So it does come with these valve. It will reach all 4 tires. You also have a spare tire. So technically, you can repair your own tire or replace the tire by just lifting out that lever there. And then you lift up the cover. You can actually remove the spare tire and have more storage too. So that's something that they also mentioned. The rear lift gate is not automatic, but it does fold down with a gentle movement, so it does have some springs in. So here's a sport version with the tent rack in the rear trunk bed. So Rivian works with Yakima, and again you can store other than your spare tire. Here's the Yakima Rivian tent with the crossbar. So the truck does come with locks on top of the bed between the left and the right side. So you can put a crossbar here and really just put either a tent or some storage container, etc. Very nicely integrated accessory. So about 170 pounds, and two full adults can actually lay in there with no problem. You probably can get two little kids in there with you as well. And this setup does have the roof rack. And just to take a look at the bottom, the sport version is all flat. The battery's underneath, like skateboard. And here's the interior, just to give you more of a bird's eye view. Sitting in the rear, a lot of space for the front seats. The rear is slightly tighter, but is still comfortable. So not your typical truck. You do have flat footwells in the middle there, so you have a middle passenger, they won't be complaining. Overall, the interior, just the whole ambience is very nice. The material is all soft touch. I didn't touch anything that was hard plastic, or I wasn't able to find any hard plastic. And in the rear seats, you do have a pass-through to the opening of the pass-through underneath the bed. It's not all the way to the bed of the vehicle, but in case you need to reach into the rear compartment to grab anything, like let's say a duffel bag or anything you may have in there. So not a large opening, but just a decent size opening in case if you need to have access to it. On the driver door, you do have a built-in flashlight that charges itself, so up to 1,000 lumens. A very nice touch, and it's just stored away nicely, so you don't have to figure out where to find your flashlight. And the wheels itself is 275. You do have Rivian logo on the brake calipers as well. Very nice touch. All the models, the all-terrain, the sport, all have calipers that are painted. And then your first aid kit is on the right side of the step stool where the pass-through is at. And here's a more premium version of the Rivian. I believe they call this the Ocean Interior. So it does have a built-in kitchen accessory. So you have two cooktops. Those are electronic cooktops. I don't know if they're induction or not. They may be induction. So you also have a sink, a portable sink where you can wash things, etc., and then dump the water later with the container underneath there. So not much to see underneath the stove side or the sink. So let me show you how they store the water after you wash away. This is where the water will be stored, and you can remove that later on and dump it somewhere. So we go to the other side. It does have a few pull-out drawers, so you have your cooking your cooking tools, and then you have your plates. You have 4 plates, mini bowls, cups, fork, knives, spoons, and you have things to heat up water with. You have a cutting board, and I believe that's for pepper or salt grinder. It's a lot of storage for this mini-sized kitchen. Very neat feature. So all you really need to do is just bring some food to cook and you're good to go. So here's the full-size spare. That's how it looks like. So this is the Ocean Interior. It does look a lot more premium with the lighter wood, the lighter trim. Also the seats looks to be different stitching. Same design though. There's the R1T with the light on, with the light bar on. And back to the sport version. Again, this with the tent accessories. It's just overall a really nice looking truck. Very well laid out. This is the all-terrain vehicle. So this is more of a basic truck. More of a work truck, off-roading. Not too much of an accessory vehicle. So you still get the same exterior design. They don't cheap out on any of the trim. So you do have the black trims with the high gloss. Nice dash, auto front opening and closing.
There.
Your auto open and closing of your charge port. This is the J1772 universal plug.
Fast charging.
And you
Okay.
can also fast charge. And you can open these from the exterior or the interior using the user interface or from your phone. And then to close the front, you also have a button underneath the front bumper. And it's a soft close. So you can also open it from the front underneath the bumper as well. And from first glance, the sport version, all-terrain, or even the ocean interior, all looks pretty much the same, just different type of seatings, whether the design or softer touch. You do have lumbar support on both front seats here, all electronic controls. There's nothing manual in this car other than the rear vents. Here's your armrest. You do have a deep storage armrest here with 2 additional USB-C.
Yeah, because ultimately, you lock the vehicle. It's ridiculous.
And then back to the rear trunk, so you can open up the lift gate, the tailgate that is. It's a switch of a button, but you have to manually close it. And you do have an outlet in the pass-through. I just noticed that now. So that is it with the Rivian R1T. Hopefully you find this video helpful in deciding your next EV truck. Thanks for watching. Catch you all next time.